Okay, have you ever stopped and just wondered, how in the world does your computer do so much at once? Seriously, you're watching a video, you've got music playing, you're typing a message to a friend, and it all just works. Well, today, we're going to pull back the curtain on that digital magic.
Right? Think about what's happening on your screen this very second. You've got this explainer going, maybe a web browser with a bunch of tabs, probably a chat app open somewhere. How does your computer not just throw its hands up and quit? It seems impossible, but it's all part of a really, really clever plan.
To get our heads around this, let's use a little story. Imagine that the brain of your computer, the processor, is a master chef in a giant, bustling kitchen. And trust me, this chef is about to get super busy.
All right, so first up, we need to know what our chef is actually working with. And that's this thing called a process. Now, if you look this up in a textbook, you'll get a definition like this. A process is a program in execution. Super simple, right? But what does that actually mean in plain English?
Well, let's go back to our kitchen. Think of a program, like your music player app, just sitting on your computer. That's like a recipe book sitting on the shelf. It's not doing anything. But the second you double-click that icon, poof, our chef grabs that book, flips it open to the right page, and starts cooking. That running program is now a process. It's a recipe in action.
And this is happening all over your computer. That web browser you're using, that's one dish the chef is making. Your music player, that's another dish. That notepad you have open, yep, that's a third dish. Every single app you have open is a separate recipe our chef is juggling at the same time.
Okay, so what makes up one of these recipes? Let's take a look inside. Every single process has a few key parts that our chef needs to keep things straight.
First up, you've got the program code. This is just the recipe itself. You know, the list of step-by-step instructions. Step 1, grab the user's mouse click. Step 2, play the music file. It's the playbook that tells the chef exactly what to do.
Next, and this is pretty cool, is the program counter. Imagine our chef is cooking and keeps a finger on the recipe book to mark their place. They just finished step 2, so they slide their finger down to step 3. That's literally all the program counter is. It's a little pointer that just says, okay, this is the very next thing we need to do. Simple, but absolutely crucial.
And of course, a chef can't cook without a place to work, right? That's the memory space. Think of it like the kitchen countertop. It's where the chef lays out all the ingredients, all the data and variables for that one specific recipe. And here's the key. Every recipe gets its own, totally separate counter space. No mixing up the salt for the sugar.
Now, a process isn't just on or off. Just like a real dish in a restaurant, it has a whole life cycle. It goes through a few different stages, from the moment the chef pulls out the recipe book all the way until the dish is served.
So every process goes through these 5 stages. It starts as new. That's you clicking the icon and the chef saying, okay, let's make this. Then it moves to ready. Here, all the ingredients are chopped and ready to go. It's just waiting for a free burner on the stove. When the chef is actually stirring the pot and giving it their full attention, the process is running. But, you know, sometimes a dish needs to bake in the oven for 20 minutes. That's the waiting stage. The chef isn't actively working on it. Maybe it's waiting for a file to download, but it's not done yet. And finally, when the dish is served and you close the program, it becomes terminated. The chef washes the pots and pans and cleans up that counter space for the next job.
So we have this incredible chef, our processor, juggling all these different recipes, each with their own instructions, their own workspace, all at different stages of being cooked. You might be thinking, okay, why is it so complicated? Well, there's a really, really good reason.
I mean, think about it for a second. What would happen if the chef just threw all the ingredients for every dish onto one giant messy countertop and tried to cook them all in one big pot?
It would be an absolute disaster, right? That's why this system is so genius. First, it lets you multitask. The chef can stir the soup for a second, then flip the steak, then check the cake. Second, it keeps apps from messing with each other. If the chef totally burns the soup, it doesn't mean the cake is ruined, because they're in different pans. That's exactly why when your web browser crashes, your music doesn't just stop playing. And finally, it makes sure the chef's time, the processor's power, is shared fairly, so no single dish gets all the attention while the others get cold.
So yeah, that's pretty much it. Every single thing you do on your computer is just another dish being whipped up by that master chef inside. The next time you're jumping between 10 different things without a hitch, just take a second to appreciate that little chef working away to make it all happen. Thanks so much for learning with us.